Doing a sports ramble here today. It's going to be a little Premier League stuff and a little football at the end, and in the middle it's going to be a lot of baseball because that's the main thing that's been going on. I am going to try to do a dedicated football / soccer, not American football, a full ramble, Premier League, the other leagues as well, just going over stats and stuff like that. At some point, maybe it's the season, maybe like 10, 12 games into the season when more things are going on, and then, go from there. But I'm going to do a little Premier League here to start. Just looking at standings and going over some stats and stuff. Leaders, only 2 games in, so not a ton to talk about, but Arsenal is in first. They have the best goal. There's a 4 or 5, no way. 3 teams are undefeated after 2 games. Arsenal, Tottenham, and Liverpool are the top 3 teams. It's Arsenal, Tottenham, then Liverpool. Followed by Chelsea, and then Nottingham Forest. They each have 4 points. The top 3 teams have 6. Man City's in 6th with 3 points. Sunderland's in 7th with 3. Everton's in 8th with 3. Bournemouth's in 9th with 3. Brentford's in 10th with 3. Burnley in 11th with 3 points. Leeds in 12th with 3. Fulham in 13th with 2. Crystal Palace 14th with 2. Newcastle's in 15th with 1. Man U is 16th with 1. There's Aston Villa in 17th with 1. Brighton in 18th with 1. The Wolves and West Ham are 19th and 20th, both with 0. And they have the biggest goal differentials. Leeds is a -4. They got blown out 1 game. Let's check out team stats real quick, actually. The best rating so far here is the Hotspurs at 7.35. Arsenal, followed by Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. Goals per match, Liverpool at 3.5. Arsenal at 3, Chelsea at 2.5. Chelsea leads the way in average possession at 65.4%, followed by Liverpool at 61.8. Manchester City at 59. I'm only going to do the top 3s here. Arsenal and Tottenham both have 2 clean sheets, and a bunch of teams have 1. Shots on target per match, Liverpool leading 7 over Tottenham Hotspurs with 5.5. So they're getting their shots on target, Liverpool, which is key, right? Chelsea comes in at 3rd there. Big chances. Chelsea leads the way with 9. Nottingham Forest with 6. Newcastle United with 6. Chelsea's also had the most big chance missed. Well, 3 teams have: Manchester City, Bournemouth, and Chelsea all have 4. And there's a bunch of other crap here. Touches in opposition box, Manchester City with 62. Man U with 61. And Newcastle United with 60. 16 corners for Chelsea, that's the most. 15 for Bournemouth, 2. And West Ham United has 14 at 3. 10 interceptions per match for Newcastle United. Nottingham Forest 9.5 per Bournemouth with 8.5. The Wolverhampton Wanderers with 15.5 successful tackles per match. Hotspurs at 2 with 12.5. Crystal Palace with 12. Saves per match, Arsenal 4. Tottenham Hotspurs 4. Bournemouth 3.5. Fouls per match, Brighton Hove Albion lead the way with 15.5. Wolverhampton 14.5. Newcastle United 14. 6 yellow cards for Brighton Hove Albion. The Crystal Palace and Everton all have 6. Aston Villa's finally on there with their 1 red card. Wolverhampton has 1 as well, so is Newcastle. And quickly look at the player stats here. Semenyo has 2 goals. Brennan Johnson has 2 goals. Wood has 2 goals. That's for Bournemouth, Hotspurs, and Nottingham Forest. Grealish has 2 assists. Kudus, 2 assists. And Gakpo, 2 assists. Goals plus assists, Semenyo has 3. That guy Hugo Ekitike has 3. And Ricardo Calafiore has 3 as well. The Hot Mom rating right now, Daniel Ballard is 874 in the lead. Oh, there's Marco Bizot. He was the goalie who played the first game for Aston Villa. Then the original goalie starter came back because he was suspended. He's in second, but he only did play that one game. Shots on target per 90 minutes. Matthias Cunha. Did I say this one? Cunha. He's got 2. Anthony Gordon 2, and Hugo again 1.8. Shots per 90 minutes. Anthony Gordon with 6.7. Obviously, it's not 6.7. He must have had like 7 and 4 or some shit. Or 7 and 5. No. Richarlison 4.8. Cole Palmer 4. Oh, look, accurate passes per 90. Pau Torres on Aston Villa with 94.9. Lewis Dunk 89. Tosin Adara Bio 90. Big chances created. Mohamed Salah 3 for Liverpool. Yao maybe. Pedro 2. David Brooks 2. Anton Stock 7 chances created. That leads the way. He's on Leeds. And then Kudus and Fernandez have 6 apiece for Hotspurs, and I think that's Man U. I don't fully know the logos. I know most of them, but they're also smaller here. Semenyo, Holland, and Gordon each have 3 big chances missed. Penalties awarded, 1 for Dowman, 1 for Rudder, 1 for Mount. Reece James leads the way in interceptions, 3.6. Oh, there's the guy on Aston Villa. Amadou Onana, 2.9. Lenny Euro, 2.5. Blocks per 90, Daniel Ballard, 3.6. Matty Cash, 2.5. And Gabriel, 2. Wow, the guy on Arsenal, Raha, 2 clean sheets, so he's 2 shutouts. As well as the guy on the Hotspurs, Vicario, and then Bizot as the 1, and the 1 game he started. And all 3 of those guys have 100% save percentages, obviously. There's a lot of goals here. There's a lot of stuff here. I gotta learn stuff about like goals conceded. I need to understand. If anybody wants to let me know what that is. Red cards, the 3 guys on the 3 teams I got them: Gomez, Gordon, and Konza. Each have the red cards. Yeah, it's just like I said. I just wanted to do it quickly because I wanted to throw more shit in other than baseball because there's some stuff going on. But I want to kind of do a dedicated football, soccer ramble where I'm talking about the Premier League and I'm talking about La Liga, Copa America, and some of these other ones too. Maybe the MLS. They're far into their season though, and I am gonna follow Charlotte, and they're doing pretty well. Now that I've made it official, they're definitely gonna start losing. There's a lot of teams in the MLS, but Charlotte is in the Eastern Conference, and they're in 4th place with 47 points right now, 28 games played. They only have a 7-goal differential. Here we go again. This is the Islanders of the MLS. They don't score enough, but they don't let up a ton. Same thing with Aston Villa right now. They don't score, but they're not letting up a ton. Islanders don't score, don't let up a ton. Well, they did a lot more last year, but yeah, and I'll cover more leagues as well. Do kind of a longer, maybe like 35, 45-minute ramble. Later into the season, that MLS might be over and they might be doing their playoffs or whatever, but on to some baseball. Let's go to ESPN and get some stats and some standings. Season's almost over. go to the standings first. The Blue Jays are in first. They are 77 and 56. And they got the Red Sox and the Yankees breathing down their neck. They're 77 and 56. Boston 73 and 60, and the Yankees are 72 and 60, so 4 and 4.5 games out. Detroit has got a 9.5 game lead in their division over the Royals. They're 78 and 56. The Royals 60 and 65. The Astros are 72 and 60, and they have a game and a half lead on the Mariners, who's 71 and 62. The wild card right now is Boston, New York, and Seattle. And Seattle has a 3-game lead for the last wild card spot over Kansas City. The NL, the National League. Phillies are 76 and 56. They got a 5-game lead on the Mets. The Mets have beaten them. They're playing each other. They won in the 9th last night, the Mets. They roughed them up the first game, but the Mets were shit in the bed pretty friggin' bad. And so were the Yankees, for that matter, and some other teams have as well. So the Phillies gained the lead, so they have a 5-game lead on them, and there's like 30 games left here. It's going to be not impossible to make that up, but it's going to be hard. The Mets are 71-61, Phillies 76 and 56. Milwaukee's got the best record in the lead, 83 and 50. They have a 6.5 game lead on the Cubs, who are 76 and 56. Dodgers have a 1-game lead on the Padres. The Dodgers are 76 and 57. Padres 75 and 58. Let's go to the wild card in the NL. It's the Cubs, Padres, and the Mets for the 3 wild card spots. The Mets have a 3.5 game lead on the Reds for the last wild card spot. And St. Louis, and everybody else is under 500 in the NL. Colorado's 38 and 94. They've already been eliminated. KC is also over 500 by a couple of games, and then Texas is at 500. And then the rest of the teams are on there. Worst team in the American League is the White Sox at 48 and 84. I'm pretty sure they have improved on last year. There are some bad teams, man. Like, my God. You want to be in that division with the Rockies, play them a ton of times. Nice slump buster. Like I said, that season's coming to a close, so well, you're going to see some action down the stretch here. Red stats here. Judge still leads the league in average, 321. Wilson on Atlanta. No, it's the A's, sorry. 311. Pena on Houston, 308. Bichette on Toronto is batting 306. Freddie Freeman is batting 302. And you got Springer on. Toronto's got some guys doing well. Kirk is up there too, 297. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is at 295. Home run leaders, it's Cal Raleigh, right? He hit 50. He's at 51 maybe, or 50. Cal Raleigh has 50 for the Mariners. He has a shot at breaking the AL record that Judge set a couple of years ago. If he goes on a tear, he lasts like 30 games. He could get there, and he's had like 3 in his last 2 games if he goes on a run. I think he set the record for homers for a catcher, though. Kyle Schwarber in second at 45. Ohtani's got 45. Suarez on Seattle. Well, I guess he was on Arizona, now he's on Seattle. Got traded 41. Judge has 40. Judge missed like maybe 12 to 15 games. I don't know how many he actually missed. Let me look real quick. He's at 122, so he would have missed 12 games if they're projecting him at 150. Caminero on Tampa's got 39. Soto's got 32. Soto's playing a lot better than he was. For the Mets, Juan Soto. Riley Green, Detroit has 32. And Ward on the Angels has 30. Then you got other guys 30, 29, 29, 28. And so on. Raleigh does not lead the way. Schwarber leads the way with 110 ribbies. Raleigh is in second with 107. Pete Alonso has 105 for the Mets. And Suarez with 101. So that was a nice trade for the Mariners. Riley Green's got 99. Ward's got 94. Judge has got 93. Caminero on Tampa's got 94. This guy in KC has 92. Pasquantino. Yelich has 90. Kristen Yelich on Milwaukee. Suzuki on the Cubs has 87. Ohtani's got 85. Crow Armstrong has 82. I'm just going down the list. This guy Wood, who's young, he might be second year maybe on Washington. 83. Let's see who's whiffed the most. I know guys strike out like it's going out of style these days. They're all Rob Deers now. Rob Deer was the guy back in the day. He'd have like a 190 average with like 250 Ks. Wood on Washington, 177. Riley Green has a $168. R. McMahon, who was on Colorado, he's on the Yankees now, 158. Ohtani has a $156. Raleigh has a $156. Schwarber has 155. And you keep going down. There's Ellie De La Cruz, 147. Where is Judge? Judge has a $140. He did miss 12 games. If he played all of his games, he'd probably have another 10. I mean, that's what the league is a lot now. It's boom or bust, kind of. A lot of guys jacking the homers, which you want, obviously. A lot of guys whiffing. The OPS should still be Judge. Is he the only one over 1,000? No. He's at 11. He's at 1,100. Ohtani's just over 1,000. 1.001. Raleigh 943. Schwarber 934. Springer on Toronto 930. Marte on Arizona 916. Stowers on the Marlins 912. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 guys over that. Wins above replacement. Judge leads the way with 6.8. Crow Armstrong on the Cubs 6.5. 5.9 for Bobby Witt Jr. on the Royals. 5.9 for Cal Raleigh. Seager on Texas 5.7. Ohtani's 5.6. Fernando Tatis Jr. Padres 5.5. Perdomo on the Diamondbacks 5.2. Soto's at 4.6. I want to see who leads the way in. Actually, who leads the way in walks? It's got to be Soto leads the way in walks. 107. Judge might have been past that if he didn't miss any time. Soto might have missed a few games too, though. Soto 107 walks. Judge 91. Devers on San Francisco 91. Ohtani's got 89. Schwarber's got 88. Ozuna's at 85 on Atlanta. 82 for Kyle. Is it Kyle Tucker on the Cubs? Perdomo 81. Bonds would have already been at like 200 in his later years. Juice or not, Jesus, that guy's fucking stats, man. I want to look at stolen bases. Caballero on the Yankees. He was on Tampa's got 41. Simpson on Tampa has 38. Ramirez on Cleveland 36. Cruz on the Pirates 34. Bobby Witt Jr. 34. Is it Louis Robert Jr. or is it Robert Robert Jr.? White Sox 33. Turner on the Phillies 32. Crow Armstrong's got 31. Lindor's got 24. For the Metis. Soto even has 21, huh, for the Mets. Steal some bases, huh? Scott the second on the Cardinals has 31. Let's see the total bases. I might as well just look at more stats here. Ohtani has 308, Judge 293, Raleigh 289, Schwarber 277, Caminero 267, Bobby Witt Jr. 259, Carroll on the Diamondbacks 258, Bo Bichette on the Blue Jays 257, Lindor's got 242. I'm just naming guys now. Riley Green 257. I'm not going in full order. Vlad Guerrero Jr. 233 on Toronto. Bellinger on the Yankees 233. Freddie Freeman, Dodgers 226. Zach Neto 218 for the Angels. And you know what else do I want to look at here? I don't care about triples. Let's go to doubles. 41 doubles for Witt Jr. Bo Bichette. It is Bo, right? It's Dante Bichette. Wait. Dante was his dad. Like, that's his name. Dante Bichette was. I know, I remember the player, but I know it's his dad, but that is his name. It's Dante, right? I don't know why I can't remember that. Manny Machado has 32 for the Padres. Pete Alonso, Mets 33. Carl Armstrong 34. He's having a nice year. Brian Reynolds on Pittsburgh 34. Matt Olson Atlanta 34. Yeah, Bo Bichette 821 OPS, 84 ribbies, 16 homers. He's batting 306. He's having a nice year. Otani's having another great year. Judge is having another great year. A lot of the usual guys you see doing their thing. Let's go to the pitching. Was it Skins? Skins? The guy in Pittsburgh, I'm sure someone will correct me. He's got a 2.07 ERA, and he's fucking 8-9. This is like classic what it was for DeGrom. I think it was DeGrom on the Mets. The Mets had a bunch of good pitchers, but I'm pretty sure it was DeGrom. He'd be like 10-9 with like a 1.40 ERA. 12 no decisions. Skubal on Detroit, he's another one, 2.28. He's doing well. He's 11-4. Brown on the Astros, 2.37. He's 10-6. Crochet on Boston, 2.38. He's 14-5, so he doesn't have a ton of no decisions. Abbott on the Reds, 2.62. Sanchez on the Phillies, 2.66. Peralta, Brewers, 2.68. Zach Wheeler's gone for the year, I think, isn't he, for the Phillies? He's at 2.71. There's DeGrom. DeGrom's having a nice year for the Rangers, 2.78. He's 10-6, 2.79 ERA. He's getting, good to see him coming back and doing that. Yamamoto on the Dodgers. He's the rookie, right, that they got 2.90. He's been well. He's been doing well. What's his name? Kodai Senga on the Mets is doing well. He was hurt, so I don't know if they just don't have him listed here. Because he can't be higher than 3. Max Fried. 3.4, 4.1 for the Yankees. Boyd on the Cubs, 2.82. Pavetta, Padres, 2.82. Who leads the way in wins? 15 for Peralta. Followed by Rodon on the Yankees, 14. Then there's Crochet on Boston, 14. Fried. 13. Pavetta has 13 for the... Is that Sonny Gray? For the Cardinals, 12. Boyd and the Cubs, 12. Bassett, Toronto, 11. Singer, 11 for the Reds. Mize, Detroit, 12. Who has the most saves this year? 35 saves for Estevez on the Royals. Suarez on the Padres, 35. McGill, 30. For the Brewers, 30 for Munoz. Munoz on the Mariners. Hader on Houston, 28. Hoffman for the Blue Jays, 28. Chapman, Red Sox, 25. Diaz on the Mets has 24. Who has the most innings pitched? Webb on San Francisco, $1.66. Yeah, I don't really feel like looking at innings pitched. Who has the most Ks? Skubal has 212 and 166 innings. So his Ks per 9 innings are 11.5. Wheeler's on the Phillies is 11.7 Ks per 9 innings, 195. Crochet on Boston, 207. Paul, is it Skins? He has 181. He's averaging 10 per 9 innings. He's given up 9 homers. Cease on the Padres giving up 20 homers. Wheeler's giving up 19. Skubal and Crochet 15 apiece. When's proper replacement for the pitchers? We've got Skubal. Oh, he was Skins. He's at 6.2, followed by Skubal's 5.7, Crochet's 5.3, 5.1 for Zach Wheeler, 5.8 for Sanchez, also on the Phillies. I don't really care about the fielding But yeah, baseball's coming to a close. I think the teams that are in playoff position right now are probably all going to make it. I could be wrong, obviously, but I don't know. I think a lot of those teams are going to hold their positions. Football's starting in, I think, a week from tomorrow. Today's the 27th. I'm putting this up the 28th. I think the first game's next Thursday, the 4th of September. Preseason's done, obviously. A bunch of guys were cut, obviously. I think they're down to their final rosters now. Denver didn't see. There's some people asking about predictions. Somebody's asking about predictions and stuff. I don't know. I'll predict who I think's going to make the playoffs and stuff, but when it comes to awards and stuff, I don't know. I mean, I want to see Denver make the playoffs again, but a lot of people are high on the Broncos, including the experts. I was looking at their roster. They traded, I don't know how you say his name, Valet. He was like a 7th round pick last year for them, receiver, and he had a pretty good year, a better year than Franklin, who was also picked in like the 2nd or 3rd round. And they traded him for 4th and 6th to the Saints, I think, 4th and 6th round pick. They don't have a lot of receiver depth. I was looking at their roster. They have Sutton, Mims Jr., and Franklin are the 3 starters, and they have 2 guys on the bench. I assume they're going to pull somebody in. I don't know, maybe they see somebody got cut. But they still have a great defense, pretty good line. Bo Nix, hopefully he doesn't regress and he has another good season. I'd like to see him make the playoffs. You know, if I was predicting playoffs on that front, I'm going to say the Bills will win their division again. I'm going to say Baltimore wins the division in the North. You know, I'm still giving the division to the Chiefs, honestly, until further notice. But 7 teams make it now, right? Not 6. It's 7 teams make the playoffs. God, I have to look this up. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So last year was KC, Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston. The Chargers, the Steelers, and the Broncos all made the playoffs. It's going to be tough, man. That's why for Denver it's going to be tough. Like, 10-7 might not get you in this year. I still think Buffalo wins a division. I think Baltimore wins a division. I think Houston's going to keep winning the South, AFC South. And in KC, I think they're going to win the divisions. I'm going to say Denver gets in again as the 7th seed. And then I'm going to throw the Dolphins in. No, I mean, I'm going to throw the Bengals in the playoffs. And the Chargers, I don't know, Chargers, Steelers, those 2, I don't know. I'm not good at predicting these stuff. Best record in the, I'm going to give Buffalo, I was going to say they have the best record in the conference. NFL, Jesus Christ. NFC, the NFC. God. I think the Eagles still win their division. I think Washington will finish in 2nd again. I think this division's going to go exactly how it went last year. Eagles, Washington, Dallas, Giants. Lions, they got a tough division, man. I'm going to say the Packers take their division this year, followed by the Lions and Minnesota. Tampa probably wins theirs again. The NFC West could be anybody's. I'm going to say the Cardinals win the AFC West. So let's say Cardinals make the playoffs, Tampa makes the playoffs. Detroit Eagles 4, I say Washington makes it 5. Green Bay makes it 6. And maybe the Rams make it 7. Like, I don't... That's why with predictions for me, it's tough. I just don't... I can't really... I'm not good at that. But... Season starts up. You're going to see the first recap in a couple of weeks. You're going to be seeing, like, Premier League followed by NFL. You're going to see them back to back in days, so... Going to be a lot of sport content if that's your thing. But yeah, just a sports ramble, mostly baseball and some Premier. Like I said, I want to do a dedicated football soccer one, so I can cover more of the leagues. Because people keep saying, oh, you should get into La Liga. Is that how you say it? And these other ones, I'm like, I can't. Like, I have to focus. I have to get used to the Premier League first before I decide to go for another league. With the MLS here in the U.S., it's already going on. I'll root for Charlotte, but I'm not paying attention to it because the season's 28 games in. I'll wait till next year. I'm not going to. But I will talk about it in that ramble and some of these other leagues as well. Obviously, I'll give it a dedicated one so I can at least chat about these other leagues too, So if you're into those ones, you'll get something there. But, yeah, just another sports ramble here today. And the sports are going to start picking up big time because you're going to, now, for me, you're going to have Premier League going on, NFL going on, baseball's going to be going on for a little bit longer, playoffs, NHL, the NBA. There's going to be a ton of stuff.